Ladies and gentlemen, a very good evening to you and welcome to the Home Depot Center here in Carson, California with a featured bout of the evening brought to you by Goose and Tudor Promotions, Antonio Leonard Productions, and Sauerland Event in association with Corona, La Cerveza Más Fina, and Showtime. This championship bout is sanctioned by the World Boxing Association. The president, Gilberto Mendoza, supervisor is Robert Mack. Along with the California State Athletic Commission, the chairman is John Frierson, executive officer George Dodd. Introducing to you our physicians at ringside, Dr. Eddie Ayub and Dr. Pearlman Hicks. Timekeepers at the bell, also keeping count of the knockdowns, we have Willie Ariola and John Lichty. Introducing our three judges scoring this bout from ringside. From Germany, Ingo Barabas. From South Africa, Stanley Christodoulou. And from the United States, Dr. James Jankin. Introducing our third man in the ring, our referee from Puerto Rico, Luis Pabon. All right, fans, here we go with the main event of the evening. 12 rounds of boxing scheduled for the Super 6 World Boxing Classic semifinals and the WBA Super Middleweight Championship of the world. And now, ladies and gentlemen in attendance and boxing fans joining us around the world, live from Carson, California, it's showtime! Introducing to you first, the challenger on my right, fighting out of the blue corner, wearing maroon trunks with black trim, fighting out of Berlin, Germany, by way of Armenia. He weighed in at 167 pounds, with a record of 32 wins, 2 losses. He has 26 wins coming by way of knockout. Here is the challenger, currently ranked at WBA number 3 world super middleweight contender. Please welcome the hard-hitting, former long-time IBF middleweight champion of the world, introducing King Arthur Abraham. Across the ring on my left, fighting out of the red corner, the defending world champion, wearing red trunks with white trim, the Bay Area kid and boxing's pride of Oakland, California. He weighed in at the super middleweight limit of 168 pounds. His record, 23 wins, no losses, 13 wins coming by way of knockout. Tonight, making the third defense of his title, please welcome the U.S. representative and winner of the 2004 Olympic gold medal. Here is the undefeated WBA super middleweight champion of the world, introducing Andre S.O.G. Once again, a referee in charge now to give instructions, Luis Pabon.
Okay, one. Go down, okay? Go down. Okay, guys, I give you instruction in the dressing room. Let's have a clean match, okay? Good luck, and God bless you.
Andre Ward, Arthur Abraham for the WBA Super Middleweight World title and a place in the Super 6 World Boxing Classic final. For Arthur Abraham, his father told him, it's like war, march forward and fire first, because if you go backwards, you'll be shot. For Andre Ward, he said, they still underestimate me, both my opponents and critics. If I'm patient tonight, I knock Abraham out, something that's never happened. Round 1.
Now there's something you don't see every day. Arthur Abraham moving forward in the first 15 seconds of a fight.
And you know what, Al? It's very important to see how he came out.
Yep.
I see a man that's focused and determined right now, and this makes for a great fight.
Yeah, we hope so. And you're right. That was good body language early for Abraham.
Andre Ward slipping in the center of the ring.
The Abraham jab, which is often underused, could be a very important weapon for him tonight. He needs to use it, and early on he's thrown it several times very well.
Arthur Abraham telling us, when we asked him, what is Andre Ward's weakness? He said, the chin. He has no chin.
Well, that's a bold statement. Darnell Boone did knock Ward down in 2005, but that's the only time he's been down. So maybe a slight overstatement, but Abraham's a big puncher, so he hopes to test that chin.
Abraham coming in, landing that looping right hand. Now he'll back off.
Ward's camp said it's very important for him to go to the body. They think Abraham can be hurt to the body, so we'll see how well he does in the first few rounds with that.
I'll tell you one thing that I'm noticing, that Abraham has that tight peekaboo defense, and it seems like there's really no opening for Andre right now.
Well, and that was always his strength, but when he's coming forward, that defense works a little better when he's just languishing on the ropes.
Abraham trying to get closer. Misses a wild right hand. And Ward goes right back down to the midsection with the jab. That's something we saw Carl Froch do as well.
We've probably seen more punches from Arthur Abraham here in round one than we did in about 6 or 7 rounds against Froch.
Abraham telling us against Froch, I didn't do anything. I don't know why. I wasn't there. There was no fight for me. He did have an automatic advancement to the next round as he throws the lead left hook. So that may have taken away some of his motivation when he went into the ring with Carl Froch. And that's the end of the first round. And a very interesting one. Let's go to the keys for victory for tonight's fight.
For Arthur Abraham, we said he had to take some chances, and he has already done that, moving ahead and moving forward, and with a good defense. And that brings me to the next key. Still be Arthur. He's still got that defense that Antonio talked about as he moves forward. The big left hook. He's tried some big right hands, but the left hook might be his power ticket in this fight. And for Andre Ward, I'd like him to see work outside, but you know he's going to go inside, so he's got to do both, but not get caught in the mid-range. And he's got to counter effectively as Abraham is coming in. And finally, do not press for the KO. It should come organically for him.
We're in Carson, California, the Home Depot Center, about 10 miles outside of downtown Los Angeles. Cool night, 61 degrees, cloudy. How does fighting outdoors affect these men?
Well, right now, they're both adrenaline is flowing. They're not going to really see the difference. It's cool out here, so it might relax them and cool them off a little bit.
And Arthur Abraham once again going forward.
And Ward starting out punching more aggressively here in this round.
Arthur Abraham, gentlemen, is the kind of fighter that he'll wait to set up the one big shot.
Yeah, but with this body motion tonight, it doesn't seem like he want to wait. He wants to be in this fight from beginning to end, and that's really good for the fans out there.
Abraham 32-2 with 26 KOs.
Well, Abraham pointed out that he can't fight his old style very well at 168 and lay back and try and land that one punch, because these 168-pounders have longer arms than the middleweights do. And there's the combination punching award, even though everything didn't land.
And Arthur Abraham has been successful with the good hard jab. That was a good body punch.
And Ward comes right back, hits him low.
And that one was low. Now, Arthur Abraham's been known to complain about low blows when they didn't happen, but that one was low. And we saw Ward switch to lefty for a moment, which, if you've never seen Ward fight, he does frequently.
He's a natural left-hander. Oh, beautiful. Stiff jab by Ward. He's a natural left-hander. He writes with his left hand, throws a baseball with his right hand. Virgil turned him over to orthodox early in his career, and he wished he would have stayed as a southpaw, Antonio.
Well, you know, southpaws have advantages. You know, I myself was a converted fighter. When I first started, I taught myself southpaw, and it really helped me in the amateurs as well as the pro.
Now Ward working his way inside. Abraham, wide punches, the right hook landing to the body.
So far, Ward he has gone to the body some early in this fight. Now, Louis Pabon, the referee, big issue about not having a California referee. He's from Puerto Rico. Boy, I could feel the air from that one.
The left foot landed. I mean, I want to know who fights this benefit if this thing really get rough in there, rough and tough.
Well, they're both rough fighters, and they both have been known to bend the rules from time to time.
Now Abraham trying to put his punches together, most of them just landing on the gloves of Andre Ward, who has tight defense. Now Ward doubles up his jab. Abraham trying to make a little brawl out of it in the second round, and you like the way Arthur Abraham is coming out fighting, especially after that disappointing performance against Carl Fry.
Now, Andre Ward was able to use his height and length with these. Well, there's Abraham jabbing, but it's the good counter jab by Andre Ward. He's using his jab out there as a good measuring stick. And then this is where, as a lefty, he will throw a straight left that was just a bit underneath the belt, and Arthur Abraham complaining. And then this will be a warning to Abraham for holding Andre Ward. And Ward, meanwhile, snuck in a little low blow in there. So trust me, both of these fighters understand how to get just slightly beyond the Marquess of Queensberry rules. They're pretty good at it.
Arthur Abraham, Andre Ward fighting for a place in the Super 6 World Boxing Classic final. Ward in the red trunks and Arthur Abraham in the burgundy and black. This also for the WBA super middleweight world title held by Andre Ward. He's making his third defense of the title.
I'll tell you what, Gus, if anybody questioned what Arthur Abraham was short tonight coming off of 2 tough losses, I think the very best Arthur Abraham has showed up tonight to put himself back in contention for the trophy.
And remember, it's a different Arthur Abraham. He just doesn't fight this way normally. He isn't coming forward, so he's had to change and alter himself, and he's having some success with it.
And he told us that he had no choice. Beautiful stiff jab by Arthur Abraham, and that backed up Andre Ward, and he felt it. Oh, and Ward comes back with his own raking jab. Let's take a look at the total punches.
You know, that's revealing, because for Arthur Abraham to have thrown one more punch than Ward at this juncture in the fight speaks well for him. And these are close rounds, make no mistake about it, but it's just that certainly after his last effort, you have to feel good that Abraham is making this a competitive and interesting fight.
Arthur Abraham is the kind of fighter. Up jab lands for Abraham. Arthur Abraham is the kind of fighter that gets better and better normally as the fight goes on.
And that was a nice sneaky move he did. He showed him the right hand, and he stuck a hard, stiff jab in there on Andre Ward.
Right up lands for Abraham.
On top of the head, that was a blind shot.
And now Ward backing up. That may have hurt him.
You know, Ward hoped that he could shatter Abraham's confidence early by hitting with big punches, but he hasn't done it.
Abraham with the electricity in that right hand. He'll throw a right cross. He'll throw a can opener as well, and he'll swing for the fences. Here's a man that at a young age saw Mike Tyson fight. He was inspired by his power and then decided to become a boxer, leaving his bicycling days behind him.
Ward has always responded to adversity. He got cut against Edison Miranda very early in the fight. Right now he's facing a little adversity. He's been rocked with a couple punches. He's got a man in front of him who's fighting better than he has before. See how Andre responds.
Coming to the end of the third round, scheduled for 12 for the WBA Super Middleweight World Title and a place in the Super 6 World Boxing Classic Final. And it's been interesting from the beginning.
Arthur Abraham has an underused jab. It's a strong jab. It's a power jab. When he throws it, it's very effective, and that was a beauty against Andre Ward. Now, Ward trying to get through that peekaboo defense of Arthur Abraham. Andre Dirrell, Ward's mate from the amateur days, did it very well, and so did Froch. Ward's having a little bit more of a problem with that. And here's one of the best shots of the fight, a right hand just around the ear on Ward.
And what happens when a fighter is hit flush on the ear, Antonio?
You know what? It's a dangerous punch because you don't see it, and it really takes your equilibrium, and it's hard to recover from a punch like that. I mean, Arthur Abraham has to feel good about where he's at in this fight going into round 4.
Arthur Abraham, the challenger in the burgundy and black. Andre Ward, the champion, in red. This for the WBA Super Middleweight World Title. 12 rounds of boxing here in Carson, California. The winner to advance to the Super 6 World Boxing Classic Final. And that fighter will take on the winner of Glenn Johnson, Carl Froch. That'll take place here on Showtime June 4th from Atlantic City.
The component that's missing from Andre Ward is, you see him throwing those jabs, some are getting through that defense of Abraham, but that right hand that curls around the guard of Abraham that Dirrell landed and Froch landed hasn't been there yet for Ward. But Ward's having a very good beginning to round number 4. And the power punch is a dramatic edge for Arthur Abraham, both in numbers thrown and landed.
Now Ward backs Abraham up on the ropes, throws the right hook, left hand, blocked by Abraham.
Abraham's thrown nothing in this round, so this is a round he's kind of ceding to Andre Ward unless he can land something impressive.
Ward has been jabbing to the body since the opening round. He told us he wants to go to Arthur Abraham's body because the king doesn't like it to the body, and often he complains when he gets hit.
Oh, wow.
Two-punch combination.
He must have heard you, Gus.
It's been a very good round for Andre Ward. And even though some punches have been blocked by Abraham, he's gotten through with those body shots and also some good shots to the head.
I'm here all the time, right?
And this is what Arthur Abraham, the knock on him is that it's been too many rounds like this where he just takes off and he really does nothing. And it's easy to score this round for Andre Ward.
Absolutely. There were some of those rounds even against Jermaine Taylor where you had to score the round for Taylor even though he didn't win the fight.
And Al, you would like to see Arthur Abraham use his jab to get in.
That's the key. And when he's used it in this fight, he's been much more effective. That's not the way to attack for Arthur Abraham.
But you got to give him a point for effort right now because he's trying.
Yep. Ward is very sharp in this round, though.
Ward hooking off the jab. Now letting his hands go.
Okay. He ain't doing nothing but whooping now. He's taking it from him. He's gonna come forward, you understand? You just keep turning these marbles bounce and having those hands up, okay? And working. You cannot keep the pace, okay? Breathe deep for me in between the steps, okay?
Andre Ward showing us the hand speed. There's the body punching that he so much wanted to do in this fight. And his hand speed and his combinations in that round were very, very impressive. And things got a little bit rough in there. On the inside, Pavone trying to break them and Ward punching. I think Louis Pavone broke them too soon, and I think Andre Ward should have been allowed to attack.
Looks like Andre Ward has a scrape under his left eye as we start the fifth. Ward in red, the champion. Abraham in burgundy, the challenger. Nice hook off the jab. Then he goes downstairs with the jab.
Yeah, he looks beautiful right now, working up and down, letting his hands go. And like I mentioned before, sometimes stars are born. They're not made. It's take a fight like this to really show what Andre Ward is all about.
And a look at the press row scoring.
Doug Fisher of Ring Magazine, Lance Pugmire of the LA Times having a draw. Gunnar Meinhardt, interestingly from Germany, from the Die Welt newspaper, has it for Ward by 2 points.
I think 38-38 on.
As do I.
That jab to the body, Antonio, is that a gas guzzler?
Oh, man, that takes it out of you every time, man. Floyd Mayweather uses it very well, and Andre Ward uses it very well. Up and down, keep him off balance.
Now Andre Ward really just letting that jab go. Right hook to the body.
Arthur Abraham's in danger here, even though the fight is obviously a very close fight, of letting the momentum completely swing to Andre Ward, because he's just been very passive in these last couple of rounds.
Yeah, you know, he's been aggressive, but the first 2 rounds, it was effective aggressiveness. The last 2 rounds, it was just aggressive, and you don't get points for that.
Yeah, just moving forward.
Another stiff jab by Ward. That backs up Abraham. May have hurt him a bit. Ironically, Abraham is the shorter fighter, but he has a longer reach.
Yeah, he's got a one-inch reach advantage against Andre Ward, but you can see Ward, you know, he fights as a longer fighter, he fights better. And this is part of what Abraham said about his old style of just trying to look for the one punch when he comes out of that defensive shell. These guys have longer reach, longer height, and he can't do it. That was a good hook by Abraham.
And it got in, and both fighters being broken up. Andre Ward with a sneaky hook. Ward will fight you dirty. He did it in his last fight against Beacom. Beacom fought him the same way, as Ward won a unanimous decision. It was rough and tumble when he took the title from Mikkel Kessler. Kessler cut over both eyes. He brutalized Alan Green in Oakland. Fought him inside the whole fight. Michael Massing is our translator tonight in Arthur Abraham's corner.
Arthur, it's not enough. Arthur, he's afraid. Stay in the middle and attack him. Come on, Arthur. Arthur, listen to me. You have to put more pressure on him.
Stay alert, right? Stay focused.
This is the semifinal of the Super 6 World Boxing Classic. The winner to advance to the final, where he will take on the winner of Carl Froch versus Glenn Johnson. This is also the WBA Super Middleweight World Title, where the champion, Andre Ward, is in red, and the challenger, Arthur Abraham, is in burgundy. No knockdowns in this fight so far.
Andre Ward was told in his corner to go to the body and then at some point in this round to switch to southpaw. We'll see if he does that. He's been effective as a righty early in this round. There's two misnomers about these fighters. One is people think Arthur Abraham's really serious. He's actually got a great sense of humor. He's a very clever guy. And some people think Andre Ward is not charismatic. Listen, he was at one of my stage shows in one of the casinos recently, and he wowed the crowd. He charmed them to death. And I'll tell you what, he's a very charismatic guy when he gets things going.
One thing we're seeing from Andre Ward tonight is something that you talked about him in our fighter meetings, with him rather in our fighter meetings yesterday, that he needs to be more of a boxer and not a brawler like we saw against Kessler, like we saw against Alan Green as Abraham comes back on. But that's what you're seeing tonight from Andre Ward, his superior boxing skill.
Oh yeah, the man can box. He's an Olympic gold medalist. But you know, he has to be versatile. And right now, I was wondering what he was going to do and how he was going to be able to break Arthur down. And he's done that behind a really good, strong, stiff jab.
And those wide punches from Abraham when he attacks are leaving opportunities for Andre Ward.
Yeah, he's definitely going to have to shorten up with his punches.
Yep.
Andre Ward throws that right hook behind the elbow. That hurts. He told us that he watched the Carl Froch fight, and he felt that it was a masterpiece.
Oh yeah, Carl Froch did fight a masterpiece against Arthur Abraham. But, you know, like I said, Arthur is in this fight, and Andre Ward is doing very well at this particular time.
Abraham going back into his shell, not letting his hands go. Ward, however, the jab is like a whip now. He's also finding his rhythm.
There he goes to lefty.
20 seconds remaining in the sixth. Scheduled for 12. Abraham breathing out of his mouth. He's tired. Now inside NASCAR, the fastest half hour on television is new episodes every Wednesday at 9 p.m. and an encore presentation following our show tonight.
And this week's fight is going to be an exclusive behind-the-scenes look at the fight between Kyle Busch and Kevin Harvick. They may be challenging you in the cruiserweight division sometime soon. And this one has been a fight, and I'll tell you, both men have done some very good body work. Now there's Abraham working downstairs in a round in which this was his best moment. The rest of the round was pretty much owned by Andre Ward. Ward using the jab, and a good assortment of punches. That's how you get through that peekaboo defense, by throwing combinations and throwing a variety of punches.
And we're at the halfway point in this WBA title fight between the challenger King Arthur Abraham of Germany and Andre Ward from Oakland, California, the champion in red.
Arthur Abraham.
Now Ward putting them together. You are right. We're seeing the combination punching from the champion.
Oh yeah, very crisp, fast combination punching. That's what gets the job done.
And after that last round, Abraham looked exhausted. He went over and was hanging on the rope.
Yeah, that's what I was going to comment on, Alan. That was from those vicious body shots that Andre Ward has been landing throughout this fight.
Ward doubling up the jab and stepping off the line on his toes.
I think this fight really started to change when Abraham stopped using his jab as he was walking in. That punch was helping to set up everything else, and he hasn't thrown it much in the last 4 rounds.
Unofficially on press row.
That's exactly how I have the fight scored. Doug Fisher from Ring Magazine, Gunnar Meinhardt from Die Welt, and Lance Pugmire from the LA Times, all pretty much the same.
Yeah, I gave Ward the last 3 rounds. He's pulling away.
Ward trying to land that sneaky little uppercut off the jab to get through the defense. Hooking. His hands look so fluid tonight.
And right now he's not worried about Abraham coming out of there with that big punch. Now, of course, that's the time Abraham's dangerous because he will uncoil from that shell defense, but he hasn't been able to do it for the last 3 or 4 rounds.
Right now, you see the champ working, and the key thing here is distance. He's right on the end of his punches. He's letting those combinations go. The uppercut, you can't cover up. I don't care if you're in a pick-and-boo style. There's always an opening up the middle.
Yeah, you make that point, and it's absolutely true.
Andre Ward taking a page out of Carl Froch's book. This is how he fought Abraham, and now Abraham, who is starting to look more like a barroom brawler that has limited skills against a gold medalist like Andre Ward. Oh, the left uppercut lands again, and it backs up Abraham. No answer for the King.
If you're looking for Arthur Abraham to fall down, he fought about 9 rounds against Edison Miranda with a broken jaw and got hit repeatedly and still didn't go down.
Yeah, you know, sometimes they say when a fighter fight a guy that has more skill, sometimes will beat skill. But you got to be able to assert that will, and right now, he cannot do it.
Ooh, straight right hand got through by Ward, and that is the end of the round. Arthur Abraham, the frustration setting in. Now the second semifinal of the Super 6 World Boxing Classic is coming on Saturday, June 4th at 9 p.m. as Carl Froch takes on Glenn Johnson. Froch defending his WBC belt, and talk about the potential for a fight. Glenn Johnson's an older fighter, but as you know, Antonio, he will bring it for 12 rounds, and Carl Froch, Al, keeps getting better and better every time we see it.
It has the makings, as we've been talking about, of a style matchup that's fantastic.
Oh yeah, both styles complement each other. You got a classic boxer, puncher, counter-puncher, and you have a guy that's just a straight locomotive, man. And Glenn Johnson's going to bring it. I can't wait for June 4th.
I love Glenn Johnson. I really do. He's so much fun.
Eighth round, scheduled for 12.
And by the way, leading up to that Froch-Johnson fight, the last episode of Fight Camp 360, Pacquiao-Mosley, where we'll follow the fighters after the big event and find out what ramifications there have been from that big fight.
And that's very interesting because they never did the aftermath of the fight. And I think I'm going to watch that because I know it's going to be interesting.
I agree, Antonio.
And gentlemen, I can't understand why Arthur Abraham can't pull the trigger.
And those numbers demonstrated only 9 punches in the last round for Arthur Abraham. He's moving forward, but this has been symptomatic of his career, as Antonio mentioned.
Hey, I'll tell you why he can't pull the trigger. It's because he's in there with a guy that has every tool of the game. You know, when you got a boxer, puncher, aggressive guy like Andre Ward, I mean, the guy don't know how to do anything but win. It's hard, Gus, because you play mind games with yourself. And he's just beating him at every facet of the game right now.
And what about his style? Is it crowd pleasing enough? Everybody wants him to be a crowd pleaser. He doesn't have a lot of knockouts under his belt. 13 KOs. He's not known as a knockout puncher.
Well, he may not be known as a knockout puncher, but, you know, time will tell. He has to get in the weight room, he has to muscle up, and he has to work on that power by delivering that blow and sitting down on those punches.
And there's a lot to be said for moving your hands a lot in the fight and landing lots of combinations and dazzling people with that. And Ward has done that through most of this fight. It's been just a very, very consistent effort by him.
Last time he stopped an opponent was Shelby Pudwill in September of 2009 in the 3rd round.
It was a fight we had on Showbox, and he completely dominated in that match. Arthur Abraham is now in a situation where he's going to have to open up pretty soon and do something, or this fight is going to completely get away from him. And the way he's attacking, now there was a jab by Abraham, but earlier in the fight when he was attacking behind that jab, it made him a more disciplined attacker. Now it's wild left hooks, winging right hands, not the way to attack Andre Ward. Here is some of the awkward action in the last round, and they're swinging for the fences, Antonio.
Oh, yeah. And you have to commend Arthur on trying. He's laying it all out on the line. He's leaving it all in the ring tonight.
Then you move away and you go to the defense. He just walks.
Seconds out. Okay.
Stay focused.
Let's go. Seconds out. Ninth round, scheduled for 12. Andre Ward, the WBA super middleweight world champion in red. Arthur Abraham, longtime middleweight champion, moved up to 168 from 160 to participate in the Super 6. Right now he is being outclassed for the second time in this tournament.
And of course, Andre Dirrell was doing very well against him for a good portion of the fight, but then Abraham was able to come on before he fouled Dirrell. You know, there was a moment, you know, after those first few rounds we mentioned Ward was facing some adversity. He completely turned it around since then.
And that's the mark of a good champion. You know, he's consistent in there. You know, he has different levels. Yeah. And one thing I like about a young champion, he don't take any rounds on. No matter how many rounds he's ahead, he fights every minute of every second of every round.
That's a great point.
That jab to the body, effective. Then he goes back upstairs. Now Arthur Abraham landing a jab. And Abraham, straight right hand to the body. When Arthur Abraham works behind his jab, he has a lot more success.
That was the best punch that Arthur Abraham has landed in a few rounds.
Yep.
It was a left hook. And, you know, he has to punch when he's close.
And it's not as if he hasn't had the range to punch a lot in this fight. Has not been able to land against Ward. And Ward's defense has been very good. He slipped a lot of punches.
Uppercut, left hook landing for Ward. And he jabs his way out. Textbook. And Ward, another stiff jab, sending Abraham backwards.
That last sequence was this fight in microcosm. Good punches by Ward. Abraham comes out of that shell, throws a left hook, but it misses because Ward slips it. That's what this fight has been since about the third round.
It seems like Arthur Abraham just can't find punching room. His distance has been off all night.
Oh, and a left hook to end the round by Ward.
We'll go inside the ropes, and Antonio, as we look at this, we talked about the jabbing of Andre Ward. It has been a recurring theme in this fight.
Oh, yeah, that's beautiful work right there. But what I noticed is that he's not only working it up top, he'll dig one or two downstairs as well. And that's what you call an educated jab.
I would say it's got a master's degree. Yeah, there he is, using that punch and getting through the defense of Abraham and setting up things like that body shot.
Okay. And then when you want to come behind your combination, come behind the split. Okay, bring your legs in position, get them on, and you there and exit, okay? Commit to him and exit. He's trying to roll, drop that shot behind there, and exit. Sisters, come on the shoulder, okay? Okay, you're doing great. Keep his legs moving. Let's go.
27-year-old Andre Ward, the WBA super middleweight world title holder, looking for his place in the finals of the Super 6 as he takes on 31-year-old Arthur Abraham from Berlin, Germany. Former middleweight champion of the world. Abraham in the burgundy, and he is getting picked apart now. And it looks like Ward's punches are really starting to get more and more solid as this fight goes on.
Oh yeah, he's in his rhythm. He's relaxed, you know. And you punch harder when you're relaxed. Instead of tensing your body up, trying to land with all the power you have, just let it flow. And he's flowing right now.
Right now, it seems like a million years ago, doesn't it, that Arthur Abraham was dominant in that win over Jermaine Taylor. It's been such a rough road for him since then.
Unfortunately for Jermaine Taylor, a lot of fighters have made their careers off beating him. Kelly Pavlik, Carl Froch, it was the beginning for him. Arthur Abraham.
Yeah, he had a tough spell where in all those fights, Jermaine Taylor did very good work early in the fight and then got caught late. Now there's Ward switching to lefty again. You know, I think among the fighters that switch, Antonio, I think he does it as well as anybody in the sport right now.
Well, yeah, I have to agree because I don't know too many fighters do it on a regular basis, but it works for him. You know, right now, he's having openings right now with that straight left, and maybe he wouldn't have if he was right-handed.
And he throws with the same power from that stance. Not everybody does. Wow, swelling around the right eye of Abraham. He's wearing him down right now.
He certainly is doubling up the right hand. Now Abraham trying to get inside, but there's nothing there.
And we saw Andre Ward hold on the inside. You know, he says he's a work in progress. I got to tell you, he's got most veteran tricks already figured out, and that's one of them.
Another straight right hand. That got through for Ward. Backs up Abraham in the corner. Southpaw style. Looks like it's confusing for Arthur Abraham. Another straight left hand to the body. Right hook for Ward.
Arthur Abraham has never been stopped, but I'll tell you, he's taking a pounding here, and there's 2 more rounds left.
And some swelling under the right eye of Abraham.
Arthur, 2 rounds. Come on. Arthur, throw some punches. You can do it, I know it. 1-2 combinations, Arthur. Come on. Throw 1-2 combinations, Arthur. Breathe, Arthur. Breathe. Come on. Arthur, come on. Come on, Arthur.
Impressive performance by the WBA super middleweight champion Andre Ward. As we begin the 11th round scheduled for 12, the winner to advance to the Super 6 World Boxing Classic final, where he will fight the winner of Glenn Johnson and Carl Froch.
That was Uli Wegner, the voice talking to Arthur Abraham trying to do anything to get his man to get the job done. And meanwhile, Virgil Hunter in the Ward corner was telling Ward to go down to the body again. They think maybe that would make the difference.
That was a beautiful punt that Arthur Abraham just threw. It was a counter, right hand over Andre Durham's jab, and I think he needs to do more of that and follow that up with hook. Maybe it might give him something tonight.
Yeah, that was a very good punch. Yeah, no, it was a good punch that Abraham threw, and you're right. He's got to follow up with it. The 168-pound division has many, many possibilities. And watching Andre Ward here, thinking of Froch and Johnson, thinking about Kessler and Lucien Boutte, you have to like this division.
Andre Ward, Froch, what a fight that could be. Andre Ward, Glenn Johnson, what a fight that could be.
Either way, I'll tell you. But of course, we still have a minute and a half left in this round and 3 minutes in the next round. But it will take lightning in a bottle from Arthur Abraham to change this.
And he does have that talent. He does have lightning in his right hand.
He is 9-1 in 12-round fights, Abraham. The loss to Froch, of course. And Andre Ward is 4-0 in 12-round fights.
But Antonio, as you talked to him yesterday in our meeting, you told him be a boxer, be slick, wait for the collision, use your jab, use your feet and your skills. I think he listened to you.
Yeah, it looks like he's really, this is his game. You know, a lot of times, you know, he listens to the critics. He wants to be more impressive, but he has to let it come, Gus, or you'll find yourself getting outside of who you truly are.
Has this, Al, been an impressive fight for Andre Ward?
You know, as Antonio said, he is the consummate boxer puncher, and that's what he's showing us tonight. And it, you know, he's got every tool. And I'll tell you, the one punch we've seen from Andre Ward that we've seen even more of tonight is the uppercut. Oh, yeah. He has a good one, but it works against this guy.
Another good right, overhand right ball to Abraham.
He's trying. And you know, for Abraham, it's actually been a better effort than the Froch fight, but it just hasn't been able to get it done.
And look at Abraham in the corner. He is exhausted. Andre Ward looks like he just took a small jog.
There's the banging of heads, and Ward's head got up under Abraham's, and I think it kind of might have gone right to his jaw. Yeah. Ooh, wow, that's a rough blow there. And that reminds us of the Edison Miranda fight with Arthur Abraham, where he broke his jaw, and they clashed a lot.
You stay alert. I want this preventer, okay? Quit dangling it when he's near you, okay? Keep it up. Okay, looking for one.
Come on, Arthur. Come on, last round. You can do it.
They touch gloves to begin the 12th and final round here at the Super 6 World Boxing Classic semifinal. The winner to advance to the final. And also, this is for the WBA Super Middleweight World Championship. Andre Ward, the champion in red. Arthur Abraham, the challenger in burgundy.
For Arthur Abraham, what a conundrum. He told us he would never move back down to 160. So he is, if he's going to be at 168, this is going to be a tough road to hoe for him.
Another good jab by Ward, right hook, followed by an uppercut.
And for Andre Ward now, the trick is just don't let something terrible happen in the 12th round.
And you know how you prevent that from happening? You stay in the fight.
Yeah.
You don't take a round off. You don't take a breather. You stay in there mentally and physically. And that's what I've seen Andre Ward. He's fighting to the end. Beautiful.
Another left hook by Abraham. And Ward traded left hooks with him. That's a mistake. Now some swelling around the right eye of Ward. Wow. Dramatic moment.
1:17 to go in the 12th. Straight jab by Ward.
Boy, as frustrating as had been tonight for Abraham, he still has the guts and the heart to try for this big punch that he needs to turn this fight around.
That is really a very valid point. And you know, Andre Ward has two tools that would allow him to get through a round like this. Good jab,
Nice right hand.
and his ability to hold. And throwing the right hand isn't bad either.
Andre Ward likely well ahead on all the scorecards, but you like what you've seen from him in this 12th round. He hasn't run around the ring.
Right. And that's what these young fighters and champions need to know, that the fight isn't over until it's over.
And he put himself in a position where he could get hit with a couple left hooks, and he has been, but he has gotten through that, and with only seconds remaining, all he needs to do, in all likelihood, is stay on his feet.
13 seconds to go. Andre Ward, Arthur Abraham going the distance. And that's it. A smile and a hug.
I would think Andre Ward and Virgil Hunter have to believe this is a performance that they are very happy with, and one of the most complete he's probably ever had in his career.
Oh, yeah, I agree. I mean, definitely, you know, they came into this fight worrying about the critics, what they would say. Look, man, just win, just win, just win. And looking at this style fight, it's going to take a great fighter to beat Andre Ward.
I agree, because he showed defensive skills that were impressive as well. And we look at the numbers in this fight. One of the significant numbers, the amount of jabs thrown and landed by Andre Ward, that helped control this fight. And of course, he threw over 100 punches more than Arthur Abraham. That also is a key element. And
I'm surprised that combos landed was only 2 advantage for Ward. I don't know. I beg to differ on that one.
Yeah, I gotta say, I'm not sure about that one.
Can you give us, Al, an idea of the future for this man, Arthur Abraham?
It's problematic because he's had 3 losses in a row. He won't go down to 160. He said under any circumstances he won't. He may want to rethink that, because 160 is probably a better weight for him. He could probably still go down there and win a world championship, and especially because tonight he gave an effort. So tonight they know he tried his best. So I think he can go back there, and those German fans and the European fans will respect his effort.
And how about Andre Ward?
Well, for me, Andre Ward, the sky's the limit. I mean, this is the fight right here that he showed everybody he had everything it takes to be a great champion. He's defended his title now 3 times, and guess what? He's waiting on the winner of Carl Froch and Glenn Johnson. That should be possibly a Fight of the Year type of action.
All right, we're set for the official announcement, so let's go up to our ring announcer, Jimmy Lennon Jr.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 12 rounds of action, we have a unanimous decision. Here are the score totals. Judge at ringside, Stanley Christodoulou, scores about 120 to 108. Judge Ingo Baraba sees it 118 to 110. And Dr. James Jenkins scores about 118 to 111. All 3 in favor of the winner. Continuing to the finals of the Super 6 World Boxing Classic. And still, the WBA Super Middleweight Champion of the World, Andre S.O.G. Ward.